All right, everybody, this is Rick Del Santo of the Professor Rick Del Santo podcast and, of course, ProWrestlingWire.net. I'm sitting here with Fly Ni Noreaga. We have a big match this coming Saturday. He's entering the Open Opportunity Challenge, a fatal four-way against Jeremy LaCroix, Giorgio Lawrence, and Jay Champagne. Of course, he made his return at CPW Redemption just 2 months ago out of nowhere. And you became the fourth member in that match, Fly Ni. Let's talk about this.
So I had to sit on a shelf for quite some time, and when the opportunity presented itself and Kells reached out and said there's a spot for you to come back and restake your claim at the top of the Coliseum Mountain, I had no choice but to say yes to that opportunity. And it's kind of ironic that it's opportunity for success for, the place that I helped jumpstart when we first opened up Coliseum Pro Wrestling. So for me to be back and have an opportunity to get my championship back, that's really all I'm focused on. But I'm tired of this little rat, this little pest that's kind of just been, barking up my tree and trying to poke the bear and provoke me to do things that I'm not, accustomed to doing anymore. I kind of had to adjust my life since my injury and had to really focus on what's important to me, and that's my life and what I do in wrestling. This is my dream right here, and I'm not going to allow some keyboard warrior, somebody who has people like talking for him. This isn't Jeremy that I know. The Jeremy that I know was the person in the front row that was cheering for me, that was Fly Ni's biggest supporter, and you were there. You've seen it firsthand. So with Jeremy, all I wanted to say is to him is, when I see you April 12th, when that bell rings, I'm not looking at Jay Champagne. I'm not looking at Giorgio Lawrence, because I already know that's two talented individuals right there. And for me, I'm prioritizing beating his ass.
Of course, we're talking about Jeremy LaCroix. You're talking about this match. The winner gets a title match against any champion that they want in CPW. But of course, you are a former Coliseum Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, and you're going straight for that title. And Jeremy LaCroix has been running his mouth for a number of months about Fly Ni Noreaga, wanting to challenge you, claiming that he wanted to beat you anywhere. He wants to wrestle you. And now he's going to have his opportunity. You guys ended up brawling at Redemption, and it was a big break-apart brawl.
When he started laughing and thinking that it was a joke, that I'm here, yeah, I'm here. I'm your worst nightmare live action. I'm basically at your front door knocking, and I'm kicking that in. I'm not playing with Jeremy. I seen his reaction, and I know he was happy to see me. Yeah, he was a little frustrated, but I know deep down that fan was still there, still cheering to see his number one fan walk through the front door of the Coliseum Arena.
He's had his opportunities to make. I think that he's worked CPW 3 times now, if I'm not mistaken. He's suffered 1 loss, 2 wins. He's been making a name for himself all over the place. Like you said, he's held championships. He won his first championship at another company. But now he has the opportunity to go for a bigger title in Coliseum Pro Wrestling. And this is I think, are you going straight for him during this match instead of, say, Jay Champagne and Giorgio Lawrence? I know that you just mentioned that, but what's going to come down to if it's just you and Jeremy in that ring?
I saw Jeremy's last video that he dropped, and he specifically said that I wanted the championship that he's holding. The only championship that I have ever wanted since I broke my leg that I wanted back is the CPW Heavyweight Championship. So there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to pin Jay Champagne. I'm going to kick Jeremy LaCroix in his head. I'm going to eliminate Giorgio Lawrence. And I'm going to go on that same night, and you're hearing it first, Rick. I'm going on that same night to cash in on Shaw Knyte. I don't care that I had a couple of people throw on some jumpsuits, steal my entrance from the front door, try to think that they are basically Fly Ni. You got Jeremy basically is my mini-me. This is a monster that I created years ago. This is somebody that has basically mimicked their career after me and is doing it in an entitled way, in a selfish way, and a not deserving way. I've paid my dues, Rick. I've been here for a very long time. I'm basically a young vet in the locker room. So you're not going to sit here and disrespect me and try to undermine my ability and the things that I've done in this business, the sacrifices that I've made. So I'm not going to allow some little punk-nosed kid to disrespect me anymore, to try to have other keyboard warriors enable him and try to basically put it into their perspective when it's really not. If Jeremy wants to say something to me, he can say it to my face. He's not going to threaten to slap my grandmother. He's not going to sit here and try to claim that I'm from Wallingford. I bounced around all of Connecticut. So if we're really going to try to claim where I'm from CT, bro. It doesn't matter if I'm repping New Haven, if I'm repping Meriden, if I'm repping wherever I'm at. I am who I am. I know who I am. I can look myself in the mirror and I can sit here and say I'm the flyest in the room, that I'm Fly Ni Noreaga, that I'm going to be the CPW heavyweight champion come April 12th.
So you're going straight for Shaw Knyte. He's in this is the first show since he won the title that the title's not on the line. He's teaming up with Jay to take on the Trenches now. Red Sawyer recently made his debut in there. And it's been quite the interesting outlook on CPW since the Trenches have been a part of it.
I can say that. I can say that they definitely are giving Sean a run for his money.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if we're going to talk about a champion that's going to push the needle, that's going to put asses in some seats, Sean has done things that a great champion can attest to. But for me,
Yep.
it's not that. It's the story behind it. I had people wanting to
Yep.
see me get my ass kicked last year. So now the story goes now, how is Fly not going to reclaim his championship? How am I going to go back to being on the top of the mountain, being the gladiator that I was, the person that sent Hunter Tarka packing? I ain't going to hold you. If it wasn't for Fly Ni, and I'll even say it, if it wasn't for Paid in Full, there would have been no Miracle Gen. There would have been no Battle Academy reunion and a nice little happy send off. That was off of my back. That was off of my broken leg. Still was able to deliver. I'm able to push the needle. I'm the real main event, Rick. Regardless if I'm first, regardless if I'm in the middle of the card, and regardless if I'm sending y'all packing. The real main event.
That's Saturday, April 12th, 7:30 bell time. Coliseum Pro Wrestling presents opportunity for success for the 4-year anniversary show, 265 Main Street, West Haven, Connecticut. Do you have any closing comments?
Man, get it right, Rick. It's opportunity for success. Bo.
Thank you very much.